if I'm fighting a southpaw and I'm an orthodox fighter, our jab hand's on the same side. So their lead foot is on the same side as my lead foot. And that makes it really tough and a different strategy when you're fighting an orthodox. So if I'm fighting an orthodox, I'm circling away from their power hand. So I'm going to my right to get away from that power hand. But now that I'm fighting a southpaw, if I'm circling to my right, I'm circling right to their power hand. So when I'm fighting a southpaw, you constantly hear this in pro fights if you see an orthodox versus southpaw. They're trying to get that outside foot. The reason why they're trying to get that outside foot is because our jab hand's on the same side and our cross hand's on the same side. So he's also trying, or she's also trying to get away from my cross hand as well. So it's a battle for the lead foot to get on that outside so I can shoot my cross, my power hand. So the first thing that you should be doing when you're fighting a southpaw, if you're an orthodox, is circling away from that power hand. So you're most likely circling away to your on your left side here. So circling to your left all the time to get away from that power hand. And then another tactic that I use is a lot of lead crosses and a lot of lead hooks. It's really hard to land your jab unless you have a beautiful jab. I'm not saying you can't land a jab, but it's very, very hard for a southpaw because their jab hand's on the same side. So they could just pull out that jab and that jab is just right there. So it's hard to land. So what I used to do when I used to fight southpaws is I would shoot my cross like it's a jab. I would shoot the cross and get my head out of the midline to land it. And if my cross isn't landing to the head, I'll start touching their body. Once I can start touching my cross hand to their head or their body, I start following up with it. Right? Again, the jab hand's really hard to land. If my cross isn't landing like a jab, then maybe I'll try a hook. I'll try a hook instead of my cross or instead of my jab. So a lot of lead crosses, a lot of lead hooks. The jab's very hard to land, and circling away from that power hand. So again, I'm circling away, shoot that cross, get that angle, shoot the cross to the body, start following up with it, maybe a lead hook, start coming down to the body. So circling away from the power hand and start throwing that cross to the head and the body.